give it all I got. Walk the walk and talk the talk. Take it higher, that's a God. Man, on my heart, know I give it all I got. Walk the walk, talk the talk. Take it higher, that's a God. Never stopping, that's a must. Always winning, never lost. GPS, I never lost. GPS, I never lost. Who do it better than me? Yeah. Vision on 2020. Yeah. VVS, company. Yeah. Determination, laser focus. Banging on they door, they taking notice. Taking notice. Taking notice. Determination, laser focus. Banging on they door, they taking notice. Yeah. One up and up is magic. With the gang, we ball out, it can get tragic. All we got, we gon' let you have it. Stuck in my ways, think I need to change my habits. What would you do if you were me and didn't have it? Look in the mirror now, feeling like a savage. Tell my son I love him for him.
Okay, Coach. Well, we are about a $50 cab ride away from Midtown Manhattan at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the New England Patriots and the New York Jets. Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. That's fielded in the end zone. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
Let's go! Let's go!
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Here's the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. After the penalty, it's Elliott. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
On 2nd down, Elliott. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line.
They did tell us they wanted to establish the ground game early, didn't they?
They did, in a small sample size that we've seen so far, but pretty good return.
Yeah, you got to like that. They've strung together a couple of first downs, established what they wanted, the running game. And guess what? They also got their lead guy running it pretty well, too.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete. Curtis Samuel, the one he was looking for. But it's going to be 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35.
It's our time. It's our time.
Elliott. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Ezekiel Elliott, his 5th touchdown now on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Extra point up and through, and it's now a 7-0 game. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
At their own 19-yard line.
Break.
They'll run for the first time with Sony Michel. This will be a gain of about 8 to the 27-yard line. He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, said he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure you feed me the football. And that's what they're all about. Continuity, rhythm, number of carries. Just keep giving it to them.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. Charles, already trailing by touchdown early. This offense, how imperative is it for them to get points out of this drive?
Well, they feel like they have to go ahead and match because of what was already on the board against their defense. But I think even more so, you just want to avoid 3 and outs. You want to be able to stay on the field for a little while, let your defense catch their breath a little bit, even if you don't score any points.
The defense stiffens to force 4th down following that first down gain of 8. And how about the call here? They need 2 yards in their own territory on 4th down, and they're going to go for it. Here we go with Michel. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a first down. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a first down. Backed up where they were on this side of the field, that was a gutsy call.
A gutsy call that never should have happened. Not so much them going for it. That's their decision. But where's the defensive front? Where's the leverage? Where's the low man wins? Where's getting into the offensive backfield and spilling the play? How did they permit them to pick up a first down in that situation?
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 31-yard line.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
I'm coming after 6-6. Pull it high. 6 guys. Check 6 guys.
They will run for the first time here with White. 8 yards there on the carry, and now they're left with a much more manageable 3rd and 3.
And that's the kind of run that gets everyone excited on offense. And, you know, oftentimes the guys who carry the ball are the ones in the huddle doing the chirping. Right now, I think it's the offensive line telling them, run it again. We are right there about to break a big one.
A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Patriot first down. Now, Charles, what's the mindset here offensively? You gave up the touchdown pretty quickly. Would it have changed if you had gotten a stop and it would be 0-0 right now, or no?
I wouldn't think so. I think in most cases, just down a touchdown, you know, I mean, we're just getting started here. It should be a long way to go. You think to yourself, stick with the game plan, all the things you worked on in practice. But you have some teams that when they get down, their natural tendency is to aggressively strike back. And let's see if they want to get outside of the game plan we expect and try and be aggressive on their first series.
So in jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10, right at the 40.
Hey. Ready.
They'll turn to Michel as they go back to the ground. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
They're not ready for
The success there, Charles, coming on the outside of the field, the ground game. Curious to see if that continues as we progress.
Yeah, we often talk about a variety in play calling and usually between run and pass. But in this case, with strictly the run game, you can be creative there as well. Run it inside, run it outside, keep the defense off balance.
2nd and 2. Four yards there as they let him out of the pocket, and he got enough for the first.
Now, how about that play? He took a possible negative and turned it into positive yardage and slid down to avoid taking a big shot. Excellent job getting down and avoiding the big hit.
They'll look to throw here on first down. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. From the gun, they run with Michelle. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Back to throw. Flushed out right. He can run for it, and he will. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, first down.
These type of plays are backbreakers for a defense. They thought they had him hemmed in, thought they were going to get him on the ground with the pass rush, but were unable to do so. He gets away, picks up a big first down, and sets up 1st and goal inside the 10.
They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4.
And, Brad, they went to a nickel defense, and that's a surprise this close to the goal line, because ordinarily you use the back end of the end zone, the sidelines as extra defenders, and you want bigger people on the field to try and help against the run.
And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. Accelerating, and off he goes. He's at the 50, the 40, 30, 20, 10, and it's a touchdown for the Jets. We thought this defense would be opportunistic, and they were. Here, you're already up. Now you got a 2-touchdown lead. I tell you, going out there on defense, did they have a little bit of extra momentum with a score already on the board?
Oh, without a doubt. That already felt good to them. They took it and used it and obviously put up another one. But here's the thing now. Some defense coordinators might want to pull their guys back a little bit because they don't want them to make mistakes because they're too overamped. Others say, I've got a 2-touchdown lead. Go get them, guys. They'll be even more aggressive.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. The Pats at the line, ready to go. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. 2nd and 6. Steps away to his left. And now he's going to use his legs. A good decision in the end to pull it and run, gets him 9 yards and a first. The last drive, remember, similar situation. He forced the ball into coverage through the pick. He learned better there.
Yeah, similar to a golfer that's confronted with a shot that you just can't make. Sometimes you have to take your medicine, as they say, right? Just pull it down, take off, and go. Don't make something worse than what it was.
Flush to his right. And he's going to be swallowed up. Sacked back at the 45-yard line. Daniil Hunter able to drop him for a loss of a couple.
Well, someone's been up to the task so far in this game. They are already up a couple of scores, Brandon, and guess what? I think they're just going to pin their ears back now and get upfield and get after the quarterback.
It's such an impressive first half to get that lead. And no room to maneuver there. Give him a yard up to the 47.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
They'll look to throw. And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 38-yard line. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. On the ground is Michel. And he'll be brought down just outside of the 30. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. 2 minutes to play first half. It's 14-0. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
They'll look to throw here. Eluding the pressure right. Looking for the end zone. And nearly picked it off. He had a chance to come down with that in the end zone, but it'll wind up just being incomplete.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete.
Pilot, 64,
on second down, Michel. Call it about a gain of 3, and they'll be looking at a 3rd and 7 coming up. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down.
Hey, Delta. 54 is Mike. 54 is Mike. Check. Watch 54. Watch 54. All right. Here we go. Let's go, B. Let's go. Hey, let's get this. Yes. 80 weapon. Hey, seam 6. Let's go.
They'll look to throw. He's going to be sacked back at the 23-yard line. Daniil Hunter able to record his 5th sack of the season. Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. This offense converted once on 4th down earlier. Now they're out there again to try once more. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. He may try and run for this. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down. Now a first down carry. It's Michel. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Patriot touchdown. Sony Michel, his 6th touchdown. Oh, it's a fake. They'll try and throw for it. The way this one was going, you just got the sense they needed something before half. They've at least got something on the board now. Still trailing, but a good sign.
That takes me back to our preseason tour of NFL camps. You remember we talked with that one coach who said his emphasis this year was scoring in the last 2 minutes of a half, heading into the locker room. This hits it right there. Take that momentum, take that good feeling, and take the locker room, regroup, and start over. They got it here.
They did indeed, and a lot of football, full half to be played.
Ready.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. You're under a minute to go here in the half. Field position not really in your favor, but still time to try and move the ball and get in field goal range.
Yeah, you got the lead. It's definitely a thought. Let's go ahead and try and increase it. But at the same time, I don't like the odds. I don't like where they are on the field. Got the lead. They've done well in the first half. Don't mess it up and go into halftime looking at each other wondering what if.
And he's got Ezekiel Elliott. It's an 8-yard pickup, and that is going to set up a 3rd and 1. An extra corner comes on now for the Patriots D on 3rd down. To throw, White. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Rashawn Gary able to run him down for a 15-yard loss, and it will be 4th down. So on 4th down, here's Ryan Quigley now to kick this one away. It's taken to the 26. And that negates a pretty decent punt return.
And the goal is to gain a 1st down on a punt return, which is 10 yards. This was much more than that, but it is going to come back due to the illegal block in the back.
They'll run out of the gun with Michelle. He's got a 1st down and then some at midfield. And finally brought down at the 43. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half. They'll throw now on the final play. He's going to take a shot at the end zone. Why not? And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down. So we have reached halftime in what's a 6-point game at the break. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, that'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Let's go!
The Pats at the line, ready to go. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe... He's got daylight. He's at the 40, the 20. And DP goes into Jets territory before being taken down. A big-time run there by Sony Michel. 57 yards on the ground. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a 1st down in the red zone. Now back to throw. And he coughed it up. And it's scooped up by the Jets. And he'll return it to the 24-yard line.
When I see a play like that, I come back to risk-reward. I don't know about you, but is it worth it at that point, whatever you're going to pick up, to either take the hit and in this case, lose the football?
So it should have gone down. I mean, hindsight's always 20/20, but that's the safe play.
You're exactly right. Hindsight's really never wrong, is it? Because you can analyze it, but I think ultimately you got to look at it as a first option, taking care of the ball, getting what you can, and that's it. Don't worry about it anymore.
So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35. They keep on the ground with Elliott. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
And that last carry puts him right at 100 yards for the game. So how has he done it? Because he's been patient, followed his blocks, let everything develop, and then burst through for big gains.
On 2nd down, it's Elliott. It'll only be a gain of a yard, and it sets up a 3rd down and 4 now. In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense.
Jim.
Johnson. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. Give him 3 yards there as that'll take us to 4th down.
You know, we might start getting some props here in the booth. You know, that one that says the D and then the fence that you put up next to it? How about that? They brought out the jumbo package and still couldn't move them off the line of scrimmage enough to pick up that first down.
Impressive. They were ready defensively for that jumbo set. They'll run it with Elliott. And he's going to get the first down here as he's taken down at the 22. A solid pickup of 5 and a very solid 4th down conversion. And defensively, pure frustration. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. The 1st down carry here for Johnson. And some room to work. And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown. Ty Johnson, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Jets will extend their lead. A good, sustained drive there in this 3rd quarter, capping it off with a touchdown to give them a nice 2-score advantage.
It was actually a fun one to watch, wasn't it? I mean, for me, seeing the mix of what they did, how they moved the ball downfield, very sharp, too. Each and every play seemed to be executed with great dispatch.
And this is going to be caught. It's good. And that extends their lead by 2 more. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. The Pats at the line, ready to go. And they'll be looking to atone for last time's mistake of fumbling inside the red zone. Certainly they don't want to do that again.
And so much emphasis placed on red zone offense. I mean, you have periods devoted in practice just for that because everyone knows how vital it is to put points on the board when you've entered that part of the field. And to come away with nothing, that's difficult.
He's got a man, complete. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. How about a 39-yard pickup? They'll take it.
132 fighter. Slam. Fire.
They'll run with Michelle. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 4 yards on the play. And that's going to make it 2nd and 14.
Here we go. 18 Gator. 61, matchbox, right to hook.
Again, it's Michelle. Give them 4 on the carry there, but that only takes them back to where they started, 3rd and 10. So now 3rd and 10, a big play to start the drive, but nothing since. They'll set up to throw, escaping the pressure right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Now after the punt on that play, we've got a man down on the field. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. Still just the 3rd quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on 4th.
Hey, box drop.
To throw is Sanders. Throwing on 4th down. He's going to, and Sanders has it poked free. The Patriots come up empty on 4th down. And the Jets are going to get the football back.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Ezekiel Elliott with his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Jets will extend their lead. The extra point up and good. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Pats at the line, ready to go. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave him great field position, turned into 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Daniil Hunter, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. On 2nd down now, Michel. And he tried to bounce it outside, but they'll stop him behind the line. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. And that'll do it for the end of the 2nd quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down. Went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Looking for Harry. He airs it out deep. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down. It's been this way most of the afternoon, hasn't it? This secondary really put this receiving core on lockdown.
Listen, they've worked together like a basketball team that's playing excellent defense. Great communication, doesn't matter whether it's man or zone. And especially against deep balls, as we saw there, they're not giving up anything to them.
On 4th down, Sanders. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off right around the 43. And it's a huge return as he brings us all the way back down to the 15-yard line. So a big chunk of yardage will be marked off there for that PI call.
And now you know why receivers and the guys throwing the ball, they like to collaborate and just heave it up sometimes, because you can get these types of calls that go against the defense. Pass interference, and they gain over 30 yards of real estate on that one.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Look at me. Sit firm. Sit.
And it's Michel once again. He's got a 1st down and then some at midfield. The 30. And he's finally down at the 21-yard line. And he will finally be taken down at the Jets' 21-yard line. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. 1st down, here's White. They'll get it inside the red zone, but only for a couple down to the 19. They had the huge play last time. Here it is a much smaller gain of 2. They keep it on the ground. White again. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down. New England on 3rd down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This is 3rd and 11. Looking to throw. Sanders. That's complete to White. And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. Give him 7 on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. Their already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down. Back to throw. Sanders. And this is going to be intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. Now, that turnover might just about do it here. 4th quarter, the lead that you've got, they can just run the football, run the clock.
Exactly right. They played smart, a couple of 1st downs, and this one should just about be over.
A big run that time by Elliott. 53 yards.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Now White, open man is Samuel, complete. And he's in. Touchdown, Jets. Curtis Samuel, his third touchdown now on the year. And the interception by the Jets D leads to a touchdown. Extra point pretty close to that right upright, but he does get it to go. And that'll increase their lead to 28. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
The Pats at the line, ready to go. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
They will get 4 yards here on the first down run, and that'll make it 2nd and 6. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Ready.
It's now 2nd and 6 at the 28-yard line.
Now Sanders to throw on 2nd down to Michelle on the screen. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. That'll be a New England first down, a gain of 12.
Here we go. 50, plant. Watch the slant. Down.
On first down, Michelle. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46.
Got it.
He was tackled at the 46-yard line.
6-6. Pull it
A 6-yard
high.
pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the 46-yard line.
Go. Check. Watch 54. Ready.
They'll keep it on the ground. Michelle, he'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Patriots with the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. They'll try to pick this up on the ground with White. He's got the first. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. Well, they were in search of a short gain on 3rd down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. Here's 2nd and 8. He's going to take off with it. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down. Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4.
Watch the run. Good stop, baby. That's a baby stop. Hit it.
They'll try and run for it. Here's Michelle. And he will have the first before he's brought down right on the chalk of the 20. They're able to convert with a gain of 4. Keeping it on the ground on first, Michelle. And able to fight forward inside the 15 to the 13. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages.
On the set. Right there. 54 Mike. Let's go. Check 3. Recon, 132 fighter.
2nd and 3. This is brought in by Gibson. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. And one of the whistles for timeout. So they'll stop the clock here in a game that's been decided in the closing seconds. Trying to pound it in here with Michelle. And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3. Now whistles and a timeout called here. Not sure of the point of this, but they'll stop it with 4 seconds to go in the game. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. And they will run it with Michelle. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal?
Check 26, check 61. Matchbox, life.
They'll try to run it in. Michel. And he'll take this for a short gain on what will prove to be the final play of this ball game. So it's a victory here for the New York Jets. And they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half that put this one on ice.
So you get the sense that whatever was said at halftime obviously hit home. I think it's a little bit more than that, though. Obviously, there are words that are said, and, hey, come on, guys, we have to play better. But sometimes it's just sharpening your execution, sharpening your focus, and maybe doing the things you practiced all week without major adjustments, just doing them better. And that got it done in this one.
So for the Jets, they move a step closer to 500 as their record improves to 2-3. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Meanwhile, for New England, the losses are piling up as they drop to 1-5 now. And now they'll head to the bye week as they'll be back in action in Week 8. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.